Hi folks, I'm Ian Baker, the product specialist here at American RV in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Today I'm here to tell you all about the 2017 Keystone Montana High Country 353RL. It's a beautiful rear living floor plan. Let's go ahead and start up front here. We'll make our way around and then we'll head on in. So one of the first things you'll notice is the nice front cap on here. It's very streamlined. They did a great job. It is a painted fiberglass front cap as well. You'll see it also does have some curve right here. It cuts back. That way you can turn a little bit sharper so you won't blow out the window in the back of your pickup. Right up front is a mirror as well as a LED light. That way you can make sure you line up your hitch with the kingpin, and the light here, the LED light, helps give you a little bit of visibility at night. Let's go ahead and shoot right underneath. We'll take a look at the front storage compartment here. You'll see there it is nice and clean, which is great. Over to the side, we currently have our battery box hooked up, but if you take a look, you'll see that battery box there is large enough for 2 batteries. So if you want 2 batteries on the coach, that is not an issue whatsoever. Then right over here to the side is a second compartment. This is what accesses the battery directly right here, and you can see it's vented. There's also a battery disconnect in there. There's 2 battery disconnects on Montanas. You have one right over here, one on the convenience center. I'll show you that a little bit later. Also, you do have an additional light here, so if you need that visibility at night, you can have it. Right down here, you notice the level up system. That is a auto level system. So that works extremely well. Just touch a button, the coach will level itself out after a couple minutes, and that's all there is to it. It's really nice and easy. Now you can of course control it manually if you so desire. The other neat thing about that system is it does have a memory. So when you're done camping, you can push the button again, and the coach will actually go to where you dropped it off at. That way you can just back your pickup right in, connect, and go ahead and take off. Propane tanks are right over here. You have 1 tank on this side, 1 tank on the other side, 30-pound tanks there for 60 pounds of propane. Then as we move over to the side, a couple of quick things. One of the changes they have made, this is a late fall model 2017, so they have gone to magnetic latches on there rather than the struts. The advantage of having the magnetic latches is of course that it's not going to be stuck right here. So if you have a slide here, the struts make perfect sense, but if you don't, why not have the door go all the way up? That way it's not impeding your campsite at all. You don't have to worry about hitting your head on it. It just makes it a lot easier to access your storage. So we can take a look in here. You will notice how large it is. That is because of the drop frame construction. If you take a look, you can see the I-beam coming across kind of right above the tires there, and then if you notice right here, it is lower. So that's what they call a drop frame. The main advantage of that is this right here. It gives you a ton of garage storage space right here. You see that you do have a light right there, which is nice. You have TV hookups here too. One of the other things that Montana has done is they have added a couple motion sensor lights. That is one of them. You can turn the motion sensor on, or you can have it just as a plain light to switch it on and off. But that is kind of nice. They have it here, another one in the pantry, a couple other places. We will see that more as we go inside. One other thing I do want to mention, we have the furnace on right now. We have the heat going. It's a little cold here, but it is heated in here. I'm not sure if it picks it up on the microphone or not, but there is a vent blowing heat in here. So the big advantage of that, of course, is if it is colder, you don't have to worry about things in here freezing on you as long as the furnace is running. Electrical outlet right outside too, so you know, if you don't want to use this one, if you don't want to keep your door open, you can always use this plug right here for electric griddle or whatever else you need to go ahead and plug in outside. Now they are still slam latch baggage doors, and they work extremely well. You know, Montana hasn't changed those slam latches. Honestly, they're probably some of my favorite in the industry. They just work each and every time. So that is definitely an advantage for you. Right here, frameless windows. Frameless windows are great too. One, they look a lot better. They're a lot more aesthetically pleasing. 2, the seals are tucked behind the glass. Generally, this section right here is painted, which means you won't get any light coming through, so you don't have to worry about your seals getting beat up nearly as much by the elements, meaning that your windows will last longer. Also, because the way the window opens, it essentially tilts open, that allows you to have your windows open while it's raining, so you can still get a nice cross breeze coming through. If we take a look up top, you'll see the power awning on this coach. One touch of a button that rolls out, same thing to have that roll right back in. And there's also an LED light strip underneath there as well, so you don't have to worry about getting up there and hanging your Christmas lights. Underneath the awning, you see two outside speakers. Now those are controlled by your multimedia center inside, however they are Bluetooth capable. So if you want to sit out here underneath your awning in some chairs, you can certainly use your tablet or smartphone, connect to that multimedia center via Bluetooth and control the music from outside. Getting into the coach is nice and easy. You see 4 steps here. The first one is nice and low. That way if you have bad knees, maybe you had a knee replacement, it's not going to be an issue getting into this coach. And you also have the foldable easy grab handle right here to assist you as well. If you look underneath, I don't know if it'll pick it up on the video here, but you can see a blue light right there. That's cool too, so that way, you know, if you have to exit or enter the coach at night, you can go ahead and leave that light on. Makes it nice and easy to see the steps. Let's come back a little bit further here. If we take a look underneath the slide, we'll take a look at the tires and axles themselves there. So nice rims, those are aluminum alloy rims, less chance for any kind of rust or corrosion on there. And then right in between, you can see the More Ride CRE 3000 suspension system. That's a big deal. That essentially gives you 3 inches of travel. So that way, as you're towing this unit, that will help take a lot of the bumps out of the road, which just gives it a nicer overall tow experience for you. Now as you come around to the back side of the coach, a couple quick things back here as well. One of my favorites is this right here. This is something that they started putting on the high countries earlier this year, and this is very cool too. This essentially is what they call the tailgate storage system. This can be a bike rack, which is great. So also you can drop it down, put totes, other things on there. But there's a couple big advantages of having this here. The obvious one is for exactly its purpose, which is to carry things. But what most people don't realize is that if you attach something on a bumper, that generally voids the manufacturer warranty. So the fact it comes from the manufacturer is a huge deal, because you know that it is rated to be able to take the torque from having things on here, so you won't have to worry about any kind of warranty issues. Again, that is a really big deal. So having this on here is awesome, especially like I mentioned if you plan on carrying bikes, hugely advantageous. Getting up on the roof is not an issue. You will see you have a rear mounted ladder right here, so you can go ahead and climb up there. And you know, that's always a great thing to do, especially when you're done camping, maybe in the fall season or whenever you're done, or if you camp all year long, just make sure you get up there a couple times a year. One, you want to brush off your roof, try to keep it as clean as possible. 2, you want to get up there and check, make sure that all your silicone and everything is looking good. You know, just general maintenance on the coach. So having a ladder on the back is definitely makes that very easy, and it eliminates the need for you to have to bring your own ladder, which generally takes up a lot of space. A couple last things. One, large rear picture window right here on the back. That is very nice, so if you are one of the lucky ones where you can back up to a really beautiful view, you can certainly enjoy that. And then right above, you will see this unit is prepped for a backup camera. So if you do want a backup camera, it's very easy to go ahead and install that. Okay, let's go around to the off-door side here. We'll check out the convenience center, and then we'll head on in. So as we come around to the off-door side, you will notice this door is on struts, and as I mentioned, it's because you have a slide out right here, so it just makes perfect sense. But as we duck right underneath, we can take a look at the convenience center. Everything is essentially located here, which is very nice. You will notice you have your outside shower there, all of your hookups for your cables, satellite, winterization. Again, there's your second battery disconnect, and you will see that your gray and black tank valves are there as well. Of course, if you do have to access it at night, there is a light up top. All right, that pretty much wraps up the outside. Let's go take a look at the beautiful inside. Welcome to the inside of the 2017 Keystone, Montana High Country 353 RL. This particular model is in the Nutmeg interior. So as you'll notice, we have dual opposing slides right here, making this a very open floor plan, as these are 2 very large slides. Let's go ahead and start off right over here in our door side slide. You'll notice the freestanding table and chairs. It does have a leaf on here which pulls out, so you have a nice extension if you have additional guests, and you will see that you have storage underneath these seats there as well. Then as we move over, you get into your theater seating. You know, this is becoming quite popular in fifth wheels, and personally I love it. You have your theater seating directly across from your entertainment center. That way you don't have to turn your head at all. That way it's a lot more like home. Now both of these do recline. You also have dual cup holders right here and some storage in the center for your remotes. You will notice on one side you have an electrical outlet, so whether you're sitting here at the dinette or in the chair or in the theater seating here, you can go ahead and plug in a tablet, laptop, or whatever else you need to. You can see the roller blinds all the way throughout. Those are a big advantage too. Roller blinds work very well. You don't have to worry about strings breaking or adjusting tension, things like that. So you will truly appreciate having those. LED lights as well. You have LED lights throughout the coach. The great thing about LED lights, they're nice and bright. They don't put out near the heat, and they use a fraction of the power. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the ceiling real quick. So there's a couple things I want to hit on here as well. One, you will notice there is a max air fan. So the neat thing about this, one, is you can open up some windows, of course, get the great breeze coming through. But I like the fact that it's close to the kitchen, because if you are cooking something like bacon or something that has a strong odor and you want to get rid of it quickly, that will certainly aid in doing that. Right here's a nice big skylight, so you can open that up, let a ton of natural light in. I love the fact they centered it right over the bar right here, because this is where you will be prepping most of your food. So again, it just lets in a ton of natural light. Now of course I currently have it closed because it's just better for video purposes, but trust me that it definitely does help. And then at night, of course, they threw 2 extra LED lights on there again to help brighten up your center island here at nighttime. Ceiling fan, pretty obvious what that's for. This is a great job of helping recirculate the air. And then as we come back, you will notice that this has a quiet cool AC. You can see these 2 registers here on the side. Those are your air intakes. Quiet cool has it's a huge advantage, especially in a rear living floor plan like this, because it's about 30 to 35% quieter than your standard AC. So when you're trying to watch TV or have conversation, it's great that we don't have to yell over each other or turn the TV way up. Just really makes a much more enjoyable experience, more like you are at home. The other cool thing about this AC, not only is it quiet cool, it also has a heat pump. So if you're not familiar with the heat pump, that essentially uses your AC to put out heat. The great thing about that is it's electric. So if you are plugged in to shore power and you don't have to pay for electric, that's essentially free heat. Now it only works down to 40 degrees. If it gets colder than that, you have to use propane, but that is definitely a huge utility and a great thing to have. Let's take a look at the back wall here. This is your Trifold Sofa. Trifold sofas are becoming more popular as well. Main reason, they're going to be very comfortable to sit in as a couch. Of course, this one is long enough to lay on here as well, but also this folds out into a very large bed, and it's a comfortable bed. Trifolds use the cushions of the couch itself. You can see in the back here, how thick this is. It's a nice thick cushion right there, and that's what you'll be sleeping on. That's the sleeping surface, as well as these cushions right here. So unlike your traditional pull-out, you don't have a bar on your back. It's not going to be like an air mattress, where you wake up and it's deflated in the middle of the night. So definitely the preferable type of sleeper sofa. On both sides, you see you do have end tables there, and there's electrical outlets on both the end tables too. So again, if you need to plug anything in, you can easily do so. Windows all the way around here, couple LED lights, and storage going across the top. You see the frosted glass right up there, and then as I open it up, you can see that is good storage, nice deep storage there. Moving over, we go into our off-door slide here. This is the entertainment center, of course, front and center. 40-inch LED TV. This is on a swing arm mount. So currently, again, it's pointed right at your theater seating. But if you do want to aim it toward the couch, you can certainly turn this. That's not an issue. And then right underneath, you have the sound bar here for superior sound quality. Now, the great thing about the sound bar, as I mentioned, this is Bluetooth. It has different zones on here. So this controls not just just the soundbar itself, but also the speakers inside and the speakers outside. Now if we take a look up top, you'll also notice this has a DVD player, so if you do want to watch a movie, it is wired into it. Just go ahead and pop a DVD right in there. But other than that, again, great storage up top. You can see how deep that is. That is very usable. So especially if you have like board games and things, you can stack them in here. Because a lot of times the board games are really long, kind of awkward to find a place to store them. That would be a great place for it right there. Then underneath you have the fireplace. Great thing about a fireplace, one, it looks really cool. The other neat thing about it is this is essentially a big space heater. So that again runs off electric. So if you're using the fireplace and the heat pump, I mean that's all free heat. That is a huge bonus for you, because again that means your propane tanks will last longer. That's less that you have to fill them. Just a great convenience to have. As you move back up forward a little bit into the coach, you enter into the kitchen. So I was talking about the center island, how we have great lighting here. This is a large center island. You can see how much prep space you have on both sides of the sink, and the sink itself, they did give you the sink top covers, so of course that is prep surface as well. Now if you take a look on front, you have 2 electrical outlets, so if you do need to plug anything in, whether it's a blender, toaster, electric griddle, whatever else you need, you can go ahead and do that, again making this an excellent workspace. I can go ahead and take the cover off here for you. You'll see it is a double bowl stainless steel sink. Nice deep bowls, very usable. So if you have larger pots and pans, you can go ahead and fit them in there. And then you have the pull-out faucet here as well. Now as we take a look in the front, a lot of great storage options here as well. You have a bank of 4 drawers going down the front here. Plenty of room for silverware. You know, the one below it, of course, you can put in your utensils like your serving spoons, spatulas, whatever else you need. Then on this side, again, you have another drawer here, and you have a spot for your trash can. So I like when manufacturers do this. They designate a spot for it so you don't have to worry about where you're going to put a trash can. You know exactly where it's at. So I think that's something that is very beneficial. You take a look underneath the sink, you see huge storage here as well. The other cool thing, if you look over to the side, you'll see right over here they have this little shelf thing built in. What that is a holder for your sink top covers. So all too often, in past years, you buy these beautiful fifth wheels, and they have these amazing solid surface sink top covers, and they look great, but you don't have a place to put them. You have to take them off, set them over here, and they're just kind of awkward and unwieldy. Well, what Montana has done, they've made a very simple solution. That way you can take them off, just put them right under there, and you have nothing to worry about. So definitely, good engineering there. Now as we move back over to this side of the kitchen, right here is your pantry. You'll see frosted glass on here. Now this one does have a motion light in there. I have set it to the motion light just to kind of show you how it works. It's pretty neat. But when we open up the door, there it is. It goes ahead and turns itself on, so it recognized the motion, which is pretty cool. You can see right in there you have excellent shelving as well, so plenty of room in here for the pantry. Again, I like when manufacturers do that. It really kind of reminds you of home. You have plenty of food storage right there. But then as you move over, you get a little bit extra storage here too. You can see storage right there in the side. Same thing above the microwave and over in this side as well. And speaking of microwave, stainless steel microwave, it's oversized. They put in a 30-inch microwave in these, which is awesome. That's something, again, you would have at home. Very residential style microwave. You see the turntable right there. So if you have larger items that need to fit in there, maybe you want to do a plate of, chips and cheese or nachos or whatever, you can certainly do it in that microwave. And again, great prep surface right here. Most of the time in a floor plan like this, you only have one side of countertop. Like this normally isn't here, and it's just not a very usable prep space. Not the case in the 353. This is perfectly usable. You have 2 electrical outlets, so if you are looking for a dedicated place for a coffee maker, you can go ahead and put it there, whatever else you need to use. 3-burner recessed cooktop. It does have the glass cover on here as well. This folds back, which is really nice. They have this beautiful decorative backsplash on here, but this is kind of cool because the glass, of course, will be easier to clean and it kind of doubles as a backsplash there as well. But as I mentioned, 3-burner Atwood cooktop. Front one is high output. You'll see the top as well as the front is stainless. I like they do that too. Most manufacturers just put black on top, so that's pretty neat. And then you can take a look right underneath here, see an oven. If you have to do any kind of baking, you can certainly do that as well. Great storage down here too. 4 very large full extension drawers. So that runs all the way down. You have storage right here underneath your oven, and you have very large storage over here. Great spot for pots and pans there. Last thing, rounding out the kitchen, right over here is your Samsung residential refrigerator. You know, this is absolutely beautiful. Because it is residential, this runs only off electric. However, you do have an inverter, so that way, you know, it's as you're traveling, this will of course still stay cold. But you can see you have plenty of space in here. Underneath is your drawer style freezer, space right in there, and you'll see you have a tray here. That's because this unit is equipped with an ice maker. So, you know, you don't have to worry about packing ice either. So, very neat that they have this. As we move over, we get into the hutch here. So you'll see the nice decorative hutch up top. They have some great accent lighting there. They've kind of split the doors. I like they did this too, gives a very nice look. You have the frosted glass here in the center, raised panel cabinetry on the ends, but nice storage area right up there. Wine rack built in. Even if you don't drink wine, it definitely is a cool look. You know, and you can always have it for guests that come over too. Then underneath, you can see your little countertop here, kind of like a little bar top. Again, 2 electrical outlets, so anything you want to plug in over here, you can. They're giving you a lot of versatility, because you know, you can always set up a coffee bar over here too. And then one more time, great storage underneath. Go ahead and open this up for you. 2 drawers here in the center as well. You know, if you need, you know, wine openers or corks, or, you know, just a catch-all drawer, whatever you need. You know, I think that's really cool. I like that they put that in there. And then last thing, you'll see your controls right here, thermostat there, max air fan, and then a couple of controls for your lights. Okay, that pretty much finishes up the bottom area here. I know it's a beautiful kitchen, a ton of storage, but let's go ahead and head up the stairs and we'll take a look at the bathroom and bedroom. So as we make our way into the bathroom, you'll see right down here is your foot flush lever toilet, porcelain of course, easy to clean, plenty of room. Up above that, you have a couple robe hooks, and then over to this side, you will see you have a very large linen closet. Now right up here is your vent, so you can get out any moisture. And then above the shower, you have a very large skylight letting in a ton of natural light, giving you more headspace. Hand wand here in the shower, you can see the shelves. Beautiful one-piece residential shower, tri-slide glass door, big seat in there as well. Then moving over, you have your mirrored medicine cabinet with storage behind it. Right down below, you can see the sink top and vanity and additional storage beneath that. As we walk into the bedroom, you will notice the large king bed. That way you have plenty of room, don't have to worry about elbowing each other in the middle of the night, and that also affords lots of storage underneath. You can see right there, it is strut supported, very easy to access anything underneath the bed. Leather headboard up front, shelves on both sides as well, so if you need to set your cell phone there, a glass of water, you can go ahead and do that. Windows on both sides as well. You'll see right down here you have USB port for anything you need to plug in. Then right over there, also an electrical outlet, so if you need to plug in a CPAP or anything else, you can certainly do so. Let's go ahead and take a look at the front wardrobe. So again, this one does have a motion sensor light right up top. You see the big shelf along here, great hanging space. And the cool thing about this wardrobe, on one side you have washer prep, on the other you have dryer. So that way you're not stuck with a combo unit. You can have 2 separate ones in here, which is very ideal when you're washing clothes in an RV. So we take a look at the foot of the bed. Here is another window. One thing I do want to mention about the windows in the 353, all the windows in here do open. So if you see a window and you're wondering if you can get airflow through it, you certainly can. Right below this window, you have the bench seat right here. This is really nice. So if you need to sit down, put your pants on, your shoes on, whatever it may be, you can do that. And underneath, you have a net there, so you essentially have a built-in dirty clothes hamper, which again is great to have right next to the laundry. Then as we move over, you have your 32-inch TV here. It is framed out, nice looking frame right there. Underneath, you'll see an electrical outlet, so if you need to plug any auxiliary equipment into the TV, you can certainly do that as well. And then underneath, you have 2 large drawers there, so anything that you need to fold to put in, you can certainly go ahead and do that. The last thing I want to mention, you will see there is a second AC in the bedroom, so that way if you are going to somewhere where it's warmer and you need to turn on both ACs, you absolutely can do so. That's pretty much going to wrap it up though, folks. Again, this is a 2017 Keystone, Montana High Country 353RL. This really is a great couples coach floor plan. The two big opposing slides in your main living area make a huge space. You have the theater seating straight across from the TV, the trifold sofa along the back, huge kitchen. You have a ton of prep space there, massive storage, which is awesome. You know, great prep space up top, the countertops. You know, you come into the bathroom, that's very sufficient as well, especially with the big linen closet in there. A great room here in the bedroom, and you still get a king bed. This really is one you want to come take a look at. If you're interested and you want price and availability, you can either give myself, Ian Baker, a call here at American RV, or you can take a look at our website, which is AmericanRV.com, for the most up-to-date information. Also, if you enjoyed this tour, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. That way you'll be one of the first to see the latest and greatest from us here at American RV. Thanks again for watching. I'm Ian Baker, and I can't wait to see you on the road to freedom.